Hi, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Intuitive Psychology, the podcast. My name's Jill Ritchie, your co-host, with the lovely, very gorgeous Sarah Gregg, and we're both wearing white today, Sarah.
Yeah, although you're wintertime white and I'm summertime white in a t-shirt.
I know. Well, listen, it's white.
Mixing it up, just being in our authenticity.
We're rolling with it. So today we are bringing you a really great episode on how to stand out as a fantastic expert coach in this industry, which will see you in high demand, potentially speaking on stages, having more time back, doing the things that you love, working with your dream clients. And it is all down to the 3 A's. The first one being authenticity. Sarah, what's the second one?
Authenticity. The second one is authority.
And then the third one is action. We're calling it the 3 A's. 3 A's: authenticity, authority, and action. So let's talk about authenticity first, Sarah.
Yeah, so we created the 3 A's because we tried to distill our experience of being successful in the coaching space and also what we observe from others into a really easy formula. And authenticity is the key one. If you listen to this podcast frequently, you know that we're big fans of authenticity, and it's how you share your message in your authentic way that will deeply resonate with someone. So often the clients that you work with are you kind of like 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. And it's the authenticity that really is the magnetic spark that enables that connection to happen. People feel your energy, your realness, your heart, your soul, your mission, your passion, and allowing that to come through in whatever form. So that can be through blog posts, through podcasts, through Instagram, through LinkedIn posts, however you choose to communicate. It may even be in person, because let's face it, it's not all about building your business on social media. There is a world outside social media that's important to kind of note and recognize. But authenticity is really, it's a key ingredient. It's the vibrancy, it's the heart, it's the soul, it's the mission of every business.
Yeah, it really is. And actually, people buy people, that old saying, but it's so true. Like, anyone I want to work with, I want to feel a connection to that person. I don't need to be their best friend. In fact, if I'm working with a coach, I like someone that can call me out. But usually you attract, like as you said, Sarah, you attract the people that you once were, very similar to who you were a few years ago. So you can also know, like, I can see that because you've seen it in yourself, and you know where to really take that client and get those get the client results that you know that you can get with them. But it is about showing parts of yourself. Now, however you want to show that, it's not about bearing your soul to social media, but it is about being able to tell a story, to be personable, to allow that heart and soul and humanness to come through. Like, I don't know anyone that wants to sit and listen to someone who is perfect and polished. It's not real life. And for me, that's inauthentic. Like, I wouldn't buy from someone like that. I wouldn't work with someone who it was just all shiny and fake and polished. I want someone to show me parts of the struggle to a degree, because show me where you are now, and then I'm like, oh, okay, there's hope, there's light at the end of the tunnel. But I want to see that it wasn't easy, because if someone's selling you a dream that it's so easy and I just woke up and it was all there and I manifested all of this, guess what? You're not going to do that, because that's not real life. And then you are comparing yourself, you feel like a failure. That's why social media can be quite challenging. And so the authenticity piece is huge. No one does it like you. Get comfortable with being you. You will attract the right people into your world, into your business, into your life when you are more of you. You don't want to attract the wrong clients. And if you are being inauthentic, you will attract the wrong clients who will drain your energy, who you will resent, and then you just don't enjoy what you're doing as a business.
Yeah, and the wrong clients ultimately impact your results as well, which is, a key component of any successful, coaching business. But authenticity is so important, and I love that you shared. It's not about sharing every single aspect of your business, or every single aspect of your life. There are elements and parts that are relevant, But authenticity is about an emotional connection.
Yes.
And we buy because we feel something, because it elicits an emotion within us. You know, if you look at adverts, so this is a little experiment that you can run this week. I want you to look at advertisements, whether it's online, whether it's on the television, whether you listen to it on a radio, and notice how they elicit an emotional response, how they're designed for that. So let's take a car advert, for example. You know, the car advert will show someone, you know, after a busy day of work, you know, getting into the car and driving down the road that symbolizes a sense of freedom, you know, turning and twisting, you know, opening the car door, and the family, the happy smiling family, kind of pouring into a comfortable, kind of safe car and then driving off. Or the Coca-Cola ad, you know, that's people happy and smiling on the beach and kind of like clinking the ice cold Coca-Cola. That all elicits like a feeling and a sense in your mind, and it's the emotional pull that enables the purchase. And that emotional pull is the authenticity. There's no greater pull, there's no greater level of attraction than hearing someone speak from their heart, hearing their passion, hearing their energy, hearing their confidence, resonating with parts of their story, seeing yourself within that story, knowing that they can hold you in that space and they can elicit a change in you that they've experienced for themselves, knowing that they're the embodiment of the work. And authenticity inevitably requires a degree of vulnerability. It requires you being vulnerable about sharing aspects of yourself. And it's really important, like, don't go all in. If you're not really comfortable with your story and you're still in the rawness or emotions of it, process it first for a little bit and then share it. This is authenticity.
On your terms?
On your terms. Mm-hmm. Very much on your terms. We're not saying go out there and be all of you and share all of your deep insights. No, it's not about that. Being authentic also means getting to choose and select what people in the online space and in the public world get to see and what is kept for you. Yeah. That's an authentic choice.
That's authenticity, guys. People are done with fake and polished and perfect. I don't know anyone that's into that now, Sarah.
And honestly,
I really don't.
We deserve more. Like we are past the stage of sages on stages, guides on side, people selling us this false illusion and dream that honestly adds to the problem that we have in society. Ethical professional coaches are here to say life is messy. Growth is a little bit painful, but on the other side of this is a greater version of you, is your untapped potential, and that's what I'm here to guide you through. And this is my experience, and it's about that shared connection that enables change. So that's authenticity. That's the key part and component. And this is an invitation for you to look at where can you bring a bit more authenticity to your business.
So that's point 1. Point 1A.
Point 1A.
Point 2A, Sarah.
Point 2A is authority. This is very important. And this also might be a little bit triggering for some people, but hey, I'm going to be fully in my authenticity.
Yeah, you be your authenticity, girl.
I really believe this.
Speak your truth.
Authority is really important. And by authority, we mean that you have done a level of professional certification and qualification that validates your experience to do this work. It's really important. Mm-hmm. That's a really important, that's a core value of mine. We have both been coaches for several years now. We hold coaching in such high reverence as a profession, because it is a professional approach. When you're working with individuals who come to you for coaching, and this is increasing, they come to you with a deep sense of vulnerability. They come to you with a deeper level of awareness of their past, of their triggers. They're more consciously aware. And if you don't have a professional framework to work with a client to help and best support them, if you're doing that based off your own personal experience, I have no doubt that there are some coaches out there that work solely off personal experience and deliver really great results. You're the exception if that's you, because I also know there are a lot of coaches out there who believe they're delivering really great results on their personal experience, but what they're doing is really damaging because they've watched a couple of YouTube videos and they believe that they can do it, and that's not enough. I believe that clients deserve more. I believe that great coaches like enable the greatest changes. Like our strapline at the Intuitive Psychology Association is, better humans create better worlds. And when coaches approach coaching with a professional framework, when they are trained to a high standard, when it's not just your word that you're good, but someone has verified that, someone has enabled you to deepen your professional practice, that's whenever you're able to stand out as an authority. And we're seeing this a lot more. Me and Jill work a lot in the event space. We've spoken at Fern Cotton's Happy Place, Chris Evans' Carfest, various different retreats. And because there's a bit of a crackdown, because there's been this rise in authoritative figures who maybe don't have the certifications to support it or to verify it, we're seeing a lot more events and even podcasts asking for, how do we know that you are an authority? What are your credentials in this space?
And I think it's so needed, because I kind of half laughed when you were talking. I was reminded of, I wasn't sure whether I was going to say it. I'm not going to name any names, but I'm just giving an example of someone who a few years ago called themselves the UK's number one coach, right? And this really triggered me, because I actually signed up to do some sort of kind of like mentor type business community coach type stuff with this person a few years ago anyway, pre-IPA. And everyone in her sort of community, she was calling them the UK's number one, America's number one this, number one that. And I couldn't believe it. That was the icing on the cake for me to create Intuitive Psychology, Sarah. That was like, again, a bolt of lightning from the universe, because I had been seeing this for years and it triggered the life out of me, because this is a profession. We are working with people's lives, and in terms of the level of work we do, we're working with the unconscious, subconscious. You cannot mess around with this. And it really bothered me that people would just give themselves these titles because it was unregulated. And most of them had not a qualification between them. And her and I heard words, let's just say, and I left that community and I never spoke to her since. But she could not see the point that I was making around, you can't just throw that around there. This is not a joke. Like, you have a bit of pride in what you do, because to me that's not about the people that you're working with. It's not about community, it's not about change, it's about yourself and it's about your ego. You need to put your ego aside and really have complete pride and passion for what you do in the coaching space.
Totally.
To be world class. Don't just say you're world class because I get to say whatever I want. Don't just say you're the world's number one X, Y, or Z, because let's just be honest, we can throw any titles out there. Stand by it. Yeah. Have some qualifications and credentials that you can stand by. Train with the best. Don't just go through your own inner child journey, which, by the way, is profound and is amazing, but don't call yourself an inner child expert because you had 2 sessions on inner child with a coach once or twice,
Yeah, I completely agree. And this was a big motivator for us setting up Intuitive Psychology Association. We are really well aware that anyone can call themselves a coach, and we're here to, raise industry standards, to restore pride and confidence, amongst coaches. And I remember talking about this before, and I think it was on an event, and someone popped into the chat, well, I think I'm an excellent coach and I'm intuitively led, and I, get really big breakthroughs, and it's really frustrated me that you're saying that you need a qualification and certification. And I understand that perspective, like I really do, but my challenge back is, why would you not want to do that? If you're already good at what you do, maybe even great at what you're doing, and you have that, intuitive kind of like natural ability to coach, why would you not want to learn and go deeper? Why would you not want to be great? Why would you not want to wrap around a professional framework that comes from years and years of we're certified by the professional body, the Association for Coaching. You'll see on our website that we call ourselves world class. That's for a reason. We're only one of 11 that are able to accredit to the highest level in the entire industry. We are very ethical in our approach, and through the Association for Coaching, they have distilled core principles that are based on many, many years of observing coaches and what makes an excellent practice. Our framework and tools is based on an evidence-based approach. It fuses multiple modalities together. Again, it's that collective experience that takes you maybe from a good coach to a great coach, and having that ability to learn and to learn more and to deepen your understanding. My challenge back is always, it's great that maybe you feel like you're good, but what if you could be better?
Exceptional.
What if you could be exceptional? What if you could, stand out as an authority? And let's be honest here, clients are looking for this. There was a time when the Wild West was out there and everyone could call themselves a coach, and clients weren't educated to understand that that's what was happening. They thought when people said they were a coach that they had a qualification. Mm-hmm. Now clients are way more informed. They're asking questions. Yeah. Put into Google, how do I find a good life coach? One of the first things that will probably pop up is make sure that they're accredited and certified. Like, ask for their qualification. So when we talk about authority, what enables you to stand out as an authority is training, is honouring your craft, is niching down your expertise, is learning from other people. And that enables you to confidently work with any client. It does.
It's true. Yeah. I believe it. I don't believe the work that I've done as a coach and what I see with our guys, our graduates, that you could put them in front of anyone, Sarah. They get to choose. They might not want to work with everyone, but you could literally put them in front of anyone, and with the skill set and qualification that they have, and they could powerfully coach. Of course, the person needs to be willing to be coached, and that comes with that, and the person must want to coach them, but with the skills and the qualifications that they have, they can do that. So authority. That was authority. 2A. Authority all the way. So authenticity, 1A. Authority, 2A. 3A is, and the third and final one, which is so important, is having all that's great, but you've got to put it into action. Action.
Look, it's vulnerable to be, especially if you're growing an online community. It's vulnerable to put yourself out there. It's vulnerable to put your work out there, especially if you're a mission, heart-led business. It can feel confusing because you're dealing with an internal change. It's not like, hey, I'm Sarah and I can sell you this coffee cup and here's all the features, and you can buy the coffee cup and then there's a simple exchange. We're selling feelings, we're selling internal changes, we're selling invisible shifts that will change the person's external reality undoubtedly, but sometimes that's really, really hard to communicate. But you have to. You have got to lean into the discomfort of all of that, and you have to take action. Take action in the online space if that's where you feel comfortable. If you don't, if social media, we had an incredible speaker come join our professional membership recently, Robin Waite, and he kind of posed the question, like, if Instagram or Facebook went away overnight, how would you build your business? Because if you're not yet comfortable in the online space, or you don't feel like you ever will be, cool, stop. That's
your authenticity.
That's your authenticity. Think about other ways, other connections that you can make outside of the online world. Where can you go? What networks can you get into? How can you take action, to nurture? You don't need thousands to start. You just need 1, 2, 5 people who are engaged and resonate with you. And when you do this and you continually take action every day, and the 3 A's combine, when you do that in your authenticity, you feel free, you feel aligned, you feel happy, you feel fulfilled in your business. When you have the authority to do that, opportunities open up to you. People want to listen to what you have to say. You get speaking opportunities. You're able to stand on stage. Clients have confidence in you as well. You have confidence, most importantly, in your ability, because you're working off a framework. You've got the tools. When a client says or shares something, that you can take them to where they need to go. And then 3, the action that comes from working with clients will give you the results. The results will spread word of mouth. The more action that you take to place yourself in front of those opportunities, the faster your business will grow. And honestly, if you're in a complete sense of overwhelm, this is for you. Come back to the core of the 3 A's. Am I being in my authenticity? Am I speaking as an authority? And if you have a qualification, certification already, am I showcasing that? Am I telling people about my qualification? Am I standing out and sharing my wisdom and expertise?
Definitely.
And then 3, action. Am I, radical honesty here, am I really taking action that moves the needle forward?
Yeah.
Or am I procrastinating, wishful thinking, hoping it will come to me?
I think I've done one post and that's enough. You've got to be consistent.
Got to be.
You've got to be consistent. You've got to be resilient. You've got to take the action. Putting yourself in spaces that you're not that comfortable, that helps you with growth. It changes the narrative. It builds evidence. Are you speaking to your ideal client? Are you really communicating results that you will get? You're not always, talking about the pain points. You're actually, because your client really may resonate with the story of a pain point, but your client wants results. They want to know where you're going to get them to. Yeah. And if you're in your authenticity, you have authority, i.e. you have a powerful framework that gets results, then you should be able to be confident enough to take that action, because knowing that no one can do what you do, you're maybe doing what your peers cannot. You need to be screaming that from the rooftops, because your ideal clients, your dream clients, the people that you want to work with, the stages you want to speak on, the retreats that you want to run, they're there. They're out there, but you need to align with it.
I love that you said they're there and they're out there, and they want to hear from you.
They want to hear from you.
In your mind, and we get this, look, we have been there, we know all of this, but I want to remind you that in your head you might think, well, who wants to hear this? Nobody probably wants to listen to. They want it. They want to hear it. People want to hear what you can do for them. So share your voice and take that action, because my God, the world needs it. Yeah. Let me tell you, when I see someone speaking from their authenticity with authority and they take that action, I am inspired. I want to engage with them. I want to listen to them. And it's just the most incredible energy to be in. So remember the 3 A's. How can you implement that in your business this week?
I love it. Take the action, be consistent, and just watch the change happen.
Yeah,
Amazing.
It does. Step by step it comes.
Yeah.